Ladies and gentlemen, every breakthrough you've ever dreamed of, every bold move, every life-changing decision sits just on the other side of fear. Most people hesitate. They let fear dictate their choices, holding them back from the success, growth, and fulfillment they're capable of achieving. But here's the truth you need to hear right now. Fear isn't your enemy. It's a signal that you're standing at the edge of something that matters. If you're tired of watching opportunities slip away, if you're ready to finally take control of your future, it's time to force yourself to push through fear. This isn't about waiting for confidence. It's about choosing action when it matters most. Stay with me, because what comes next will show you exactly how to break free from fear's grip and step boldly into the life you deserve. Every life-changing opportunity you seek, whether it's building a business, finding the right relationship, or making a bold choice, sits just beyond a door labeled fear. Most people never open that door. They hesitate, they pause, they convince themselves the time isn't right. But the truth is this: fear isn't a barrier. It's a signal. It tells you that you're standing at the edge of something meaningful. And if you don't act, that fear will only grow louder, stronger, until it starts to control your decisions. In the next few moments, you'll learn how to push yourself through fear, even when everything inside you tries to hold you back. First, understand the real nature of fear. It's nothing but a boundary you've placed on yourself, a false wall created by your mind. Once you see this clearly, you'll open the door to remarkable success. Fear exists only in your thoughts. It's a reaction to events that haven't happened and may never happen. Consider this: every time you've moved through fear, you've found strength on the other side. Every time. Those who've achieved great things throughout history didn't succeed because they felt no fear. They succeeded because they moved forward in spite of it. The individuals who rose from humble beginnings to achieve extraordinary success certainly felt fear, but they saw it as a reminder to get ready, not a command to step back. You must train yourself to do the same. When fear appears, see it as a guide leading you to your next breakthrough. Think of your mind like a garden. If you plant fear and doubt, that's what will grow. But if you choose to plant courage and determination, those traits will thrive. The choice is always yours. Right now, you have the power to change how you view fear. It doesn't have to be your opponent. It can be your guide, pointing straight toward the areas where you're meant to grow. This is where transformation begins. This is where you start to shift your identity and become fearless. The moment you accept this, everything begins to shift. Fear loses its hold the moment you change at the core of who you are. Forget trying to conquer fear with surface-level strategies. Those are temporary fixes. The real power to break free comes from stepping into a new version of yourself. What once felt impossible becomes just another step on your journey. Inventors, creators, and leaders didn't waste energy battling fear. They rose above it by embracing an identity rooted in persistence and discovery. Failure didn't define them. It taught them what didn't work. They weren't tied to instant success, but to the process of discovery. That shift changed everything. Your growth will require the same bravery. Ask yourself the most important question of all. Who do I need to become so my dreams are no longer optional, but inevitable? This is not just theory. It's the most practical question you can ask yourself. If your vision is to build a successful business, you must become the kind of person who views obstacles as temporary challenges, not as permanent setbacks. Someone who sees rejection not as defeat, but as guidance redirecting you to something better. Someone who knows that steady effort will always outperform natural talent. This shift in identity isn't the result of wishful thinking or repeating positive phrases. It comes from consistent, intentional actions that strengthen your new self-image every day. When your behavior aligns with your new identity, your subconscious naturally follows. One powerful example of this truth comes from a well-known industrialist who said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." This simple statement reveals how much power your self-belief holds. More than any external factor, it's who you believe you are that shapes what's possible for you. What the mind can imagine and truly believe, it can achieve. This isn't magical thinking. It's the real world effect of transforming your identity. When you fully adopt a new self-concept, Your choices, actions, and responses begin to match that vision. When you say, I'm the kind of person who faces fear head on, you aren't just saying empty words. You're sending a clear command to your subconscious, reshaping how you handle every challenge. And the beauty of this is its simplicity. Overcoming fear doesn't require complicated methods. It only takes one powerful shift, seeing yourself differently. Once that happens, your actions naturally follow. What used to seem impossible becomes your new standard. Imagine standing at the edge of your comfort zone. The old version of you feels fear. The new version feels excitement. Same situation, completely different reaction. This is what real personal growth looks like. It's not about changing what you do, but changing who you are. When you see yourself as someone who thrives in uncertainty, welcomes challenges, and views obstacles as chances to grow, fear loses its hold on you. And this new identity isn't something you have to wait for. It's available right now. The moment you choose to claim it. Choose today to become the person for whom success is no longer just possible, but inevitable. This is your time. Step into the identity that will make fear irrelevant. Step into the life that fear is harmless and fatal to the fear. Step in to the identity that will make fear irrelevant. The world is ready for the unstoppable force you're about to become. Now let's talk about the power of small, courageous actions. Courage isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. Each time you face your fears, you're not just surviving the moment. You're making a valuable deposit into your courage account, an account that grows and multiplies, creating a force that drives your future success. This is what sets apart those who achieve greatness from those who simply watch from the sidelines. Courage builds over time. Consider the entrepreneur who saw opportunity in a small restaurant. Did he feel uncertain? Absolutely. Did fear try to hold him back? Without a doubt. But he didn't let those feelings stop him. He focused on his vision and took one small brave step after another. Each small win built momentum, transforming not just his life, but the future of an entire industry. The same is true for you. Your path to success starts with small acts of courage. Have that difficult conversation you've been putting off. Speak up in the meeting where you usually stay quiet. Take the step that scares you. These aren't small actions. They're deposits into your courage account, building the strong foundation for your future. When you choose courage over comfort again and again, you'll notice something incredible. Your limits expand. What once seemed impossible starts to feel manageable. What was hard becomes routine. That's the compound effect of courage at work, helping you grow stronger every day. And here's the powerful truth. Fear and excitement create the same physical sensations. Your heart races, your energy surges, your senses sharpen. These aren't warnings to stop. They're proof that you're fully engaged and ready for a breakthrough. The only difference between feeling powerless and powerful is how you interpret these signals. Those who succeed train themselves to see these feelings as signs they're growing and pushing past old limits. This simple mindset shift can change your life. When you see these sensations as fuel for growth, what once scared you becomes what drives you forward. This isn't just optimism. It's intentional mental training that rewires you for success. Your courage account isn't built on rare, bold moves. It grows through daily choices that may seem small, but over time bring huge rewards. Each time you choose action over avoidance, growth over ease, you're reshaping who you are. The people you admire for their bravery weren't born that way. They built courage the same way you can, through consistent effort over time. Their so-called overnight success was really the result of many small courage deposits reaching a tipping point. Today, you stand at a choice. Will you make that next deposit? Will you take the bold action your future self will thank you for? Your courage account is ready for that next edition. Make it now, watch it grow, and prepare for the remarkable future that follows when you master the compound effect of courage. The world is ready for the power within you. All it takes is that next brave step. Finally, let's talk about freeing yourself from the fear of failure. Right now, you may be standing at the edge of your greatest opportunity, held back only by a mental barrier built from fear of falling short. But here's the key that will break down that wall. Failure isn't the end. It's what shapes you. Once you truly understand this, you'll take bold action without the hesitation that keeps you playing small. Think of the story of a determined entrepreneur who faced over 1,000 rejections before anyone believed in his product. Were those rejections failures? Only if he chose to see them that way. Instead, he made a decision that set him apart from the crowd. He saw every rejection as a necessary step, each no bringing him closer to the inevitable world-changing yes. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about adopting a strategic mindset, something you must choose today. If you truly want breakthrough results, setbacks aren't roadblocks, they're guidance, pointing you towards something better. When Thomas Edison's experiments failed thousands of times, he didn't see failure or inadequacy. He saw each result as part of the essential process, eliminating what wouldn't work and clearing the way for an innovation that changed the course of history. This is your moment to fully grasp this powerful truth. Every setback holds the seeds of your future success. Those seeds are waiting for you to nurture them through fresh perspective and unwavering commitment. The individuals who have reshaped our world failed more often, more visibly, and more dramatically than most would ever dare. The difference is they refused to let failure define who they were or determine their future. They understood something you must now adopt. Stumbling isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success itself. Without setbacks, you remain untested and unfulfilled. When you embrace this truth, you break free from the grip of perfectionism that keeps so many stuck in endless preparation. You gain momentum, knowing that every mistake contains a lesson that moves you closer to mastery. Failures are not your enemy. They are your greatest teachers. Right now, tell yourself, I no longer fear failure because I understand its purpose in my journey. Feel how those words lift the weight of hesitation. See how they open the door to a new way of facing challenges. The path to remarkable achievement isn't about avoiding failure. It's about seeing it differently. It's about turning what most view as defeat into the data that helps you grow. When you shift your thinking, you don't just overcome obstacles, you seek them out because they make you stronger. The next failure you encounter isn't waiting to stop you. It's waiting to help reveal your potential if you let it. The real question isn't whether you'll face challenges. The question is who you'll become because of them. The door to your next breakthrough is right in front of you. Will you let fear keep it closed, or will you open it and step boldly into what's possible? The decision is yours. The moment is now. Your breakthrough begins with how you choose to respond to your next failure. Fail forward. Rise stronger. Become unstoppable. While the world hesitates, you must act. Right now, as you hear these words, opportunities are slipping away, lost to indecision, that silent thief of dreams. This isn't just an observation, it's the defining difference between those who change the world and those who merely get by. Decisiveness isn't simply a trait of success, it's the foundation of it. One entrepreneur, in the midst of economic collapse, faced warnings, doubts, and fear all around him. Friends urged caution, experts predicted disaster, but he saw what others could not, that waiting for perfect conditions is what keeps most people stuck. When he purchased his first hotel, defying conventional wisdom, he didn't just buy a building, he declared war on average thinking. While others froze in uncertainty, he took action and built a legacy that lasted generations. Now it's your turn to develop the same mindset. Yes to your homework, yes, plan carefully, but then decide with full conviction. The world responds to committed action, not endless hesitation. When you train yourself to make decisions quickly and stand behind them, you create unstoppable momentum. You clear obstacles that would block those who hesitate. Another visionary once said that the key to business is knowing something others don't. But he understood that knowledge alone means nothing without action. Your greatest strength isn't your intelligence, experience, or resources. It's your readiness to act decisively while others delay. That's how you create an extraordinary life. Think about the decisions you've been postponing. The business idea you've shelved, the conversation you've avoided, the investment you've overanalyzed. These are not minor tasks. They're the battlefields where your future is decided. When you build the habit of decisive action, you don't just address problems, you eliminate entire categories of problems that plague the indecisive. You don't just find opportunities, you attract them because decisive people draw opportunity their way. Make this your commitment. From today forward, I decide quickly and change my mind slowly. Watch what happens when you do. Feel the power of meeting challenges not with delay, but with clarity and action. The world doesn't reward those who know the most, it rewards those who act on what they know. Even with limited resources or few connections, decisive action and commitment will take you further than hesitation ever could. Your future is shaped by the choices you make now, not later, not when the time feels right. While others wait, you act. While others hesitate, you move forward. While others hope, you create certainty through your decisions. That's how you build your legacy. Decide, commit, act, succeed. Your mind is where your future is being shaped at this very moment. Your life is already moving with force in the direction of your strongest thoughts. This isn't fantasy. It's how your brain filters reality, confirming what you believe most deeply. When fear fills your mind, you're not just anxious. You're training your brain to find proof that fear is justified. But when you shift your focus, you unlock the power to change everything. The individuals who built great fortunes didn't rely on luck. They mastered their focus, and so can you. When economic collapse sent others into panic, he held an almost unshakable focus. While many fixated on what they might lose, he trained his mind with relentless discipline to spot opportunities that fear kept hidden from others. This is the mental strength you must start building today. Your mind is the most advanced targeting system ever created. Whatever you concentrate on grows, sharpens, and eventually shows up in your reality. This isn't a feel-good idea. It's the practical use of how your brain works. When fear appears, and it will, you must immediately shift your focus toward what you want, not what you fear. That single choice is what sets extraordinary achievers apart from those who simply get by. Change the questions you ask yourself and you change your entire life. Instead of asking, what if this all falls apart? Ask, how can I use this to create my greatest breakthrough? Instead of wondering, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this preparing me for? Instead of doubting, what if I'm not good enough? Ask, how can I deliver more value than anyone expects? The quality of your life reflects the quality of the questions you ask over and over again. Look at people who've created remarkable success. They're not always the most talented, the most connected, or the most privileged. They are the most focused. They have built the mental strength to cut through distraction and zero in on what matters most, like a laser cutting through steel. In a world designed to shatter your focus into countless pieces, this kind of discipline is your greatest advantage. While others are consumed by crises, outrage, or negativity, your focused mind will build exactly what you program it to see. This isn't just motivation. It's high-level mental strategy. From this moment forward, make this promise to yourself. I will guard my focus fiercely. I will aim my thoughts at solutions, opportunities, and growth, no matter what's happening around me. Feel the strength in that decision. When you force yourself to keep this kind of focus despite fear or doubt, you create momentum that smashes through barriers that stop most people. Your mind is ready for clear instructions. Will you program it to search for fear or to spot possibilities? Will you train it to see setbacks or to see chances to win? Will you use its power to make excuses or to create breakthroughs? That decision is yours, and it must be made on purpose every day, every hour. Focus shapes reality. Your thoughts become your world. The patterns you repeat in your mind are shaping your future with precision. Choose them wisely. Focus on purpose, and watch yourself become unstoppable. Your extraordinary future is waiting. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's the gateway. Right now, you are standing at a crossroads. One path is easy, familiar, and tempting, but it leads to a life of average result. And the other is difficult, unfamiliar, and challenging, but it leads to greatness. The choice you make right now will shape everything that follows. Remember this, your body is wired to avoid pain and seek ease. This instinct kept your ancestors safe when survival depended on saving energy and avoiding danger. But today, this same instinct quietly traps you in comfort and limits your growth. Your comfort zone is just a well-decorated cage. The greatest champions didn't rise through effortless practice. One of the most celebrated athletes admitted he hated every minute of training, but he reminded himself not to quit, because short-term suffering would allow him to live the rest of his life as a champion. That principle applies far beyond sports. It's the core formula of all growth. Short-term discomfort plus consistent action equals permanent expansion of your abilities. The heat that forges strength always begins with discomfort. Starting now, you must rewire how you view discomfort. Each morning, intentionally seek out what challenges you. Make that difficult call first, not last. Tackle your hardest task when your energy is highest, not when you're tired. Say the truth that needs saying when the moment strikes, not after fear convinces you to stay silent. This isn't about suffering for its own sake. It's targeted discomfort done with purpose. Each time you choose the harder option, you adjust your mind and body to handle more. What once made you anxious becomes manageable. What once felt impossible becomes part of your routine. Your growth lives exactly where your comfort zone ends. Picture yourself as raw steel. The potential is there, but without the extreme heat of the forge, it stays ordinary. When exposed to intense heat, that steel transforms into something far stronger and more valuable. You are that steel. Your forge is the discomfort you choose to face. Science proves it. Growth happens at the edge of what you can do, where you're stretched but not broken. Muscles grow not from easy reps, but from pushing to the point of failure. The mind expands not by processing familiar ideas, but by wrestling with new, difficult ones. What scares you today will become your strength tomorrow. Imagine looking back a year from now at the person you are today. Will the future version of you look back with gratitude for choosing comfort, or will they celebrate the courage you showed by stepping into necessary discomfort? That answer shapes the life you create. Those who rise to the top in every field understand what most resist. Discomfort isn't something to avoid. It's something to seek out with purpose. They've learned that by intentionally facing challenges, they create unstoppable momentum on the path to mastery. This deliberate embrace of discomfort, teaching yourself to run toward what scares you instead of away from it, becomes the fastest route to extraordinary success. While others stay stuck in the safety of what's familiar, you'll be expanding what you're capable of at a remarkable pace. Your transformation begins with a choice: comfort or greatness. You can't have both. That's the unshakable truth most people refuse to face. From this moment forward, make this your personal vow. I choose growth over comfort. I choose expansion over ease. I choose excellence over mediocrity. Let that decision fuel you. Let it sink deep and drive every action you take. Then follow through. Make that difficult call. Start that conversation. Begin that project and feel what it's like to break free of comfort's quiet grip. The life you're meant for exists just beyond that barrier. The champions who came before you have shown the way. Now it's your turn to embrace the discomfort that will shape your extraordinary future. Comfort or greatness? The choice is yours. Today, you decide. Alone, you have strength. Together, you are unstoppable. At this very moment, your biggest dreams are waiting on the other side of fears you've been trying to overcome on your own. That's the mistake that keeps even talented people stuck where they are. The false belief that major success happens in isolation. But the truth is clear. No great achievement in history was ever the work of one person alone. When you intentionally connect with people who lift your thinking, challenge your limits, and refuse to let you settle, something incredible happens. Your ability to overcome fear doesn't just grow, it multiplies. This is the hidden power of surrounding yourself with the right minds. One of history's most successful industrialists didn't credit his wealth to his own brilliance. He pointed instead to his greatest strength, the ability to bring together others who had qualities he lacked. This wasn't just about delegation. It was about transformation through smart alliances. You need to follow this same approach. From today, seek out those rare people whose strengths fill the gaps in your own, whose courage inspires you, and whose vision stretches what you thought possible. These aren't just friends or coworkers. They are partners in your growth. Build or join a group where bold goals are the standard, where fears are understood but never excused, and where no one lets you believe your own limiting story. Meet often in a space of honesty and shared purpose. Openly share challenges, exchange ideas without ego, hold each other the highest standard without compromise. The energy created in these alliances is greater than what any one person can generate alone. When fear shows up, this group becomes your safety net. Imagine standing at the edge of a tough decision, unsure because fear clouds your thinking. Alone, that fear might stop you, but with your group's support, it turns into thoughtful caution. Their input helps you see the difference between valid concerns and imagined threats. Their encouragement reminds you of strengths you may have forgotten in moments of doubt. Their successes show you what's possible when fear is faced head-on. What once seemed out of reach becomes certain when you take the journey alongside others who won't let you fall short of your true potential. This is how you change your relationship with fear forever. The most accomplished people in history understood that personal growth is never a solo mission. They built alliances that turned sparks of potential into flames that burned through barriers and lit the way forward. You weren't meant to face fear alone. Human nature is built for connection, for shared strength, for the kind of power that comes when you join forces with others who are equally committed to reaching higher. Make this promise now. I will no longer try to conquer my fears on my own. I will intentionally build alliances that strengthen my abilities and speed up my breakthrough. Feel the freedom that choice brings. Feel the burden lift as you realize you don't have to solve everything by yourself. Sense your capacity growing as you draw on the combined wisdom, courage, and drive of your chosen group. The fears that have kept you stuck are about to face a force they cannot withstand, the unstoppable strength of a mastermind alliance devoted to your extraordinary success. Your breakthrough is within reach, and your alliance ensures it will happen. The vision that fuels your greatest life lies beyond your deepest fear. Right now, in this very instant, you are standing at the gateway of transformation. What keeps you from stepping into the extraordinary life that's calling isn't skill, resources, or connections. It's the sheer force of a vision so powerful that fear loses all influence. When your vision burns bright enough, fear fades from your decision-making. This isn't just hopeful thinking. It's the mental leverage that has turned ordinary people into world changers throughout history. A true vision doesn't simply inspire you, it compels you to act. Consider the man who faced bankruptcy, constant rejection, and endless doubt. What kept him going through that storm? A vision so clear, so meaningful, that giving up would have hurt more than pushing forward. This wasn't just a goal, it was his destiny. And that same power is available to you. Your vision must become your driving force. Starting today, set aside quiet time to connect with what you want most, not what the world expects from you, not what others say you should want, but the dream that sets your heart racing when you dare to see it fully achieved. This is not a task to take lightly. It's how you create your personal guiding star. Write this vision so vividly that it stirs all your senses. What will you see when it becomes real? What sounds will surround you? What will you feel deep down when it comes to life? Whose lives will be better because you had the courage to follow through? How will your world be transformed? When your vision reaches this level of emotional intensity, your mind generates a powerful drive that can only be resolved by moving toward it. This is no fantasy. It's how your brain's reticular activating system begins to notice chances that used to pass you by. Fear doesn't vanish, it just stops mattering. Picture a mother whose child is in danger. Does she pause to weigh risks? Does she wait until she feels ready? No, she moves, because the cost of doing nothing is too high. Your vision must create this same unstoppable pull. When your vision becomes this emotionally charged, fear may still show up, but it fades in importance compared to the power of your purpose. You'll take steps that once felt out of reach because now they're simply necessary. The thought of looking back with regret hurts more than the effort it takes to grow. This is how you rise beyond an ordinary life. A vision that you revisit daily, not just in thought but in feeling, becomes the force that guides you through walls that once seemed unbreakable. Like a magnet pulling metal from sand, it helps you separate what truly matters from the noise that distracts. Picture yourself a year from now. Will you celebrate the courage that changed everything, or regret another year lost to fear? The answer depends entirely on the vision you create and connect with today. Say this to yourself now. My vision pulls me forward so strongly that fear becomes nothing more than background noise on my path to greatness. Let those words set you free. Let them shift your energy from fighting fear to following possibility. This single change from fear-centered to vision-driven will reshape how you face every challenge. The greatest achievers in history weren't without fear. They were driven by purpose. Their vision became so powerful that their fear faded into the background of their relentless focus. The life you dream of begins with a vision bold enough to make fear powerless. Create that vision, feel it, live it. Watch as it changes not just what you achieve, but who you become. Your future is calling. Answer with a vision that makes fear irrelevant. Think about this. 100 years from now, what will remain of the life you lived? Let that question sink in deeply. Feel its weight, its meaning, its ability to shift how you see every struggle in front of you. This way of thinking, the legacy mindset, is not just another idea. It's the ultimate way to break through fear. It stretches your vision beyond today's discomfort, all the way to the lasting impact your life will leave for generations to come. When your vision grows, your fears shrink. John D. Rockefeller, a man who could have been completely absorbed in the endless chase for wealth and power, found his greatest satisfaction not in what he gained, but in what he gave. He created foundations that continue to change lives long after he left this world. This wasn't just charity, it was legacy thinking at its most powerful. The moment Rockefeller shifted his focus from short-term gains to lasting contribution, his entire view of risk and reward changed. Challenges that might have seemed overwhelming to others became small hurdles on his mission to build something that would endure far beyond his lifetime. That same transformative force is ready for you to activate. Starting today, ask yourself this powerful question. What contribution am I uniquely meant to make? Not what will give me quick comfort or praise, but what work will make my life a valuable link in the chain of human progress. This isn't about pride or personal achievement. It's about contribution at the deepest level. When you connect with this purpose, when you truly feel it deep inside, fears that once held you back are exposed for what they really are, minor distractions standing in the way of your true work. Your legacy isn't shaped by rare, grand moments. It's formed through daily choices. The legacy mindset doesn't depend on having great wealth or fame. It means living each day with an awareness of how your actions ripple across time. The courage you show when you move beyond fear doesn't just move your life forward, it gives others permission to believe in what's possible for them. The challenges you overcome today create paths others will walk tomorrow. The fears you conquer will inspire everyone whose life you touch. In this way, forcing yourself to rise above fear isn't only about personal success, it becomes your greatest gift to the human story. You aren't just changing your life, you're changing what's possible for others. Picture your great-grandchildren sharing the story of your life. What courage will they celebrate? What challenges will they say you faced down? What example will they hold up as proof of what's possible for them? That story is being written right now with the choices you're making, especially when fear tries to stop you. Fear knocked, faith answered, and no one was there. This timeless wisdom reminds us of the truth we discover every time we push through fear. Most of what we dread exists only in our minds. It fades the moment we take action. The regrets that fill people's final moments rarely come from the things they tried and failed at. They come from the risks they didn't take, the courage they didn't summon, and the contributions they never made. They regret the legacy they could have created if only they had chosen to rise above fear rather than be ruled by it. Your legacy is calling to you right now. Can you feel it? It's pulling you toward that difficult conversation you've put off. It's pushing you toward that bold step you know you need to take. It's urging you to create the work that only you can bring into existence. Make this your personal pledge. I will not let temporary fear steal the world's chance at my lasting contribution. Feel the strength in those words. Notice how they change the way you see your challenges. Notice how they help you look beyond short-term comfort to lasting significance. The greatest leaders, inventors, and change makers in history weren't without fear. They thought beyond their own lives to their place in the greater human story. Your future is waiting beyond fear. Step through it now, not just for yourself, but for everyone your courage will inspire for generations. Your lasting impact begins with this one brave choice. In the end, the life you dream of, the success, the freedom, the impact, doesn't belong to those who waited for fear to disappear. And it belongs to those who forced themselves to act even when fear tried to hold them back. Right now you have a choice. Stay where you are or step forward and claim the future that's waiting for you on the other side of fear. Don't let hesitation define your story. Push through, take that first bold step, and watch how everything begins to change. If you're ready to break free and unlock your true potential, this is the moment. Let's begin.